Joining us right now on the Harbor One hotline, the great Rob Ninkovich of ESPN. Hello, Robert.
Hello. And we actually got this connection on the first try. It wasn't, I didn't answer or, my phone died last time.
Curtis can relate because you're in the deep throes of parenthood. So what do you have, a kindergarten graduation today or something like that?
Yep. Graduating, staying in the lines, coloring. So that's great. Shapes, all the fun stuff.
Do they do when it comes to the kids these days, is there a graduation every year? I mean, it used to be maybe 8th grade and then high school. Now it's every single year. It's every year.
Oh, God.
Okay, yeah.
That used to be the Billy Madison thing, but then Billy Madison's life became all of our lives because every grade he had a big party when he got to the next one.
Yes.
It's just, it's crazy to me. Like all the graduate kindergarten. Yay. Okay. You're having fun. Then you graduate 8th grade, right? Oh, yay. Now I'm going to high school. That weird time, that transition time of I look funny. And then you graduate high school and everyone's celebrating and you're like, okay, now I'm going to go to college. Then you graduate college, and then it's not so fun because then you hit the real world. Then you got to get a job and work, which,
that part stinks. So yeah, that part is not fun.
Every graduation's great up until college.
Remind me, this I may be confusing you with someone else, but did you not play football in high school, or did you not play till junior year or something like that?
No, I played freshman year of high school was my first year playing. I didn't know what I was doing, and I used to not want to touch anybody or hit anybody, but that's kind of funny. And I was the big kid, so they put me on offensive line, which was terrible.
Rob, what was your feeling when the Patriots tweeted out that you were visiting for a free agent spot with the Patriots?
That would be blasphemy and not true because I'm old.
So listen, let's get right into this. It does seem a little bit out of the ordinary for this team on social media to be announcing a visit, not a signing, a visit from DeAndre Hopkins. Is that odd to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess trying to create a little excitement. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you think about the off season and some of the signings. There's no splash signing. I mean, Juju, that's a solid pickup, but it's not whoa, everyone's going crazy high fiving. So I could understand. Let's just put this out there. Let's create because I also think that even outside of this area, nobody even put D Hop with the Patriots because of Billy O, right? Because of the relationship. Because 2 weeks ago they were asking me, what was a location for D Hop, and I said I think the Patriots would be a good spot. You got a relationship with Billy O. I know it went a different way, but then it seems to be. I don't know about you guys, but in a relationship or any type of business relationship or friendship, when you're young and, maybe something doesn't go right, years later, you come back around and you kind of grow up a little bit and you realize it was kind of a silly thing to be mad or to have a bad taste in your mouth. So then you kind of, rebuild that relationship. I mean, that's how I feel Billy O and D Hop, there wouldn't be an issue, I think D Hop at 31 now is probably a different, guy and sees the world differently than he did at 25.
If he's a guy who doesn't like to practice, I mean, I guess I don't know who does, but is that going to be an issue for Bill, or is Bill a different person?
So I think Bill treats everybody differently based on, number one, who you are, how old you are. I think if you had a 20-something D-Hop that was a young guy that says, oh, no, I don't practice, that would be an issue. But he is an older guy, a veteran now. So you have to practice and get your timing down. You have to practice and have a relationship with the quarterback. I don't think that would be an issue because I understand when you go to a new place, you have to create a relationship. You have to practice and build up a relationship with your quarterback. Now, once that's established, I think that you can dial back. Okay, today I'm only gonna have 10 reps, or I don't really want to go too hard. And that was, I think back on my career, there were times when, I would say, hey, Maddie, today I'm not going to go too hard because I'm just sore here or I'm beat up. And he'd just say, yeah, cool. I know what you're going to do on Sunday. It's like, all right. So I think there's always a little difference between player to player on, how Bill approaches that.
Nink, how helpful, or what does D-Hop do for a guy like Mac Jones?
So I think that this would be a great spot for D-Hop because of Mac Jones. Billy O, the way this offense is going to run, and then you look at the depth chart, you got Juju, you got Thornton, you got Parker, you got Bourne, you got the young kid, Thornton, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think him, in addition, he's not going to be like a 100 catch, just use him up. It's a good piece. He's a great piece. He's like a 1A. So you bring him in, and Billy O knows exactly where to use him, exactly what plays I want to run with you. Like, this is when you're going to take the top off the defense. This is when you're going to run your sail route. This is when in the red zone, you're a huge go-to guy. And I think that gives Mac Jones a ton of confidence. Like, hey, I got a speed guy in Thornton. I got Juju, a great possession guy. I got D-Hop, who I know if I just put it in this area, he's going to go get it and he's going to bring it down. Because he has one of the best catching percentages of any player in the NFL right now. Non-drops. Like, the guy don't drop the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, I think that the more quality people that you put around a quarterback obviously is going to give him more confidence. But I'm telling you, this, when I say it, I get the homer pick or whatever, but I think this team is going to surprise people this year. And it's not because of the offense. I think the defense is going to be top 5. I think their offense is going to be very tough when it comes to running the ball with Stevenson, your 2 tight end sets, and then just having Billy O, that new mindset on offense, and Mac Jones kind of being excited for that. I think the Patriots can surprise people in the division.
Nink, what do you think about the culture within the Patriots locker room today as a guy that was a key part of adding to the culture of those championship teams you were a part of?
Well, that's tough because culture, you really have to be there, and you got to be in the locker room to feel it. That's one thing I would say about when I was there is you felt this pressure to continue this run and this, every single year back to a Super Bowl, back to a championship. You felt that pressure, and it was when I was there, I'd never lost a division, and we had 10 years of not losing a division. Like, that's insane. So now that's kind of over with, right? That whole, like, the pressure of carrying on that year championship, next year championship, Super Bowl. There's a reset here. So I would say that the culture, it starts at the top, and it starts with your older veteran guys. And I know they've lost some guys, and you lose Dev, and it's not the same. It's not even close to the same roster. I don't even think there's many guys left from when I played. But I still think you have some great veterans. David Andrews, one of the best guys, best locker room guys, one of the best centers that can lead his offensive line, kind of show the guys the right way to do it. And then you still have Slate, who I love Slate, the best to ever do it as well. So it's kind of the leadership that you have at the top. And then it's also the quality guys that you bring in to the building. And I'm not there every day, and I don't see, how these guys are working and how they're, going about their business. But I just assume, based on my time, that they're trying to bring in the right guys.
Nink, how difficult is it, though, nowadays for Bill to coach and get these players to buy in? And when I say these, the newer, younger players, where there is, you're not walking into a place where expectations are, we've won the division for the last 10 years. There's a Tom Brady in that locker room. So a lot of these players, they're like, well, this is just another organization. It's not the same way, because a lot of these guys don't think about those days. They don't even know about those days. So how difficult is it for Bill to try to get these guys to buy in when you don't have that golden nugget hanging above your head of Brady and the success that's been there year in and year out?
Yeah, I think that's tough, Wiggy. I think right now it's very difficult to be a coach. I mean, you think about the new NIL and how guys are in the transfer portal every single year. You know, you got guys that are seniors that have been to 4 different schools. That just kind of teaches these young kids that when it gets tough, I'm just going to leave. And if I'm not the starter right away, I'm not going to stick around. I'm going to go somewhere else where I can play. Or, hey, this other school is going to give me more money. I'm going to go here instead. You know, I think that in today's world, you know, these athletes are so individualized as their own corporation, their own business, which, yeah, at the end of the day, you're trying to make money and you're trying to put yourself in the best position to make a living. But football is a team sport, and it'll always be a team sport. You can't individualize it, or you're never going to do anything. You're never going to win. So, you know, I think the difficult part is for Bill, how do I get the most out of these guys? How do I coach each player specifically? Because even when we were playing, Wade, you know this, some guys go in the tank when you get after them and you yell at them. You know, some guys get motivated, like myself, like Tom. Like you tell Tom he's not good enough. Okay, I'll show you. Rob, that was terrible. No wonder you got cut so many times. Okay, I'll show you. You know, those are the things that get guys mad, and you go out there and you perform. So nowadays, I don't know. That's really tough. I mean, I have a 19-year-old nephew, and I just look at him and I'm like, yo, I just want to cuff him in the head sometimes. You know, wake up. Wake up, idiot. And you can't do that as a coach. So I don't know, man. That's a tough one. But I go back to what I was saying earlier on. You have that selection process where you can interview people. You know their background, you know their story. So you're trying to bring in the guys that you feel are coachable and that are a great fit for your type of organization.
So in your mind, Rob, Hopkins, whatever the number is, 12, 13, maybe it's 14 million, whatever it is.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. I think so. That's the tough part because OBJ, the contract that OBJ signed, the Ravens way overpaid for him. So I know D-Hop is a free agent and he's trying to go and get, I guess, the last bite or the biggest contract he can. I don't know if you do that. If you're the Patriots, I don't think you throw him the most money. You know, I think.
Why not?
You have to. I don't care what. Overpay.
$15 million?
Overpay for him. Who cares?
I think Robert's doing okay, Rob.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, I know. Robert's doing all right. But I'm just thinking as far as, you know, you got other eyes on that are saying, okay, this guy, where's he been the last 2 years? You know, we only played in 9 games last year. The performance still has to be there.
Yeah.
You know, so we're thinking back to like Texans D-Hop. You know, Arizona D-Hop, yeah, he was great, but he wasn't there. I mean, he missed a lot of games.
Okay, Nick, what do you think happens? Does he sign with the Patriots this week, DeAndre Hopkins?
So I think that now this is what I said earlier in my take on D-Hop. At this point, he's made $100+ million, like $114 million. Who's counting, right? So
He is.
he is. Yeah, 100. Like he's made a ton of money, but he hasn't done anything. Like, what has he done? Like, at this point, you're trying to say, hey, like you can come and be that special piece that takes this team that everyone's putting us at last place in the division. Nobody's given us any respect around the league. You know, they're talking about everybody else. Come and be that guy that creates that new Patriot, you know, regime, that new thing. You could be that guy. And if you do that, people, you know, they won't just think of you, oh yeah, he never dropped the ball.
Yeah.
You know, but he never did anything.
So
you know, he made a lot of money. But, you know, the crazy thing is when you retire from football, and you go out in the real world, people make a lot more money than football players, like a lot. Like we're like little, whoa, okay. But it's when you have those, that Super Bowl or that those winning moments that people remember more than anything else. So for me, I would love to see him here. I think it'd be a great addition to the team. I think it would help us tremendously. But when it comes to the 15+ million, I'm not sure. I don't know if they'd want to go out there and do it.
All right.
No.
Find me one of those jobs.
All right. Rob
I'm one of
Ninkovich.
those- Me too. I need one of those jobs.
Always a pleasure. Thank you. And good luck at
See you guys.
Good luck at kindergarten graduation.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations.
Good luck.
I'm excited.
Okay. All right. There's Rob Ninkovich from ESPN.